Surah Saaffat, verse number 51 to 100. I seek refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from accursed shaitan devil in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. A speaker of them will say, verily I had a companion in the world who used to say, are you among those who believe in resurrection after death, that when we die and become dust and bones, shall we indeed be raised up to receive reward or punishment according to our deeds? The speaker said, will you look down? So he looked down and saw him in the midst of the fire. He said, by Allah, you have nearly ruined me. Had it not been for the grace of my Lord, I would certainly have been among those brought forth to hell. The dwellers of paradise will say, are we then not to die any more, except our first death, and we shall not be punished after we have entered paradise? Truly this is the supreme success. For the like of this let the workers work. Is that paradise better entertainment, or the tree of Zakum, the horrible tree in hell? Truly we have made it as a trial for the Zalimin polytheists, disbelievers, wrongdoers. Verily it is a tree that springs out of the bottom of hell fire. The shoots of its fruit stalks are like the heads of shayateen devils. Truly they will eat thereof and fill their bellies therewith. Then on the top of that they will be given boiling water to drink, so that it becomes a mixture of boiling water and zakum in their bellies. Then thereafter verily their return is to the flaming fire of hell. Verily they found their fathers on the wrong path, so they too hastened in their footsteps. And indeed most of men of old went astray before them, and indeed we sent among them warners, messengers. Then see what was the end of those who were warned, but heeded not. Except the chosen slaves of Allah, faithful, obedient, and true believers of Islamic monotheism, and indeed Noah, peace be upon him, invoked us, and we are the best of those who answered the request. And we rescued him and his family from the great distress, drowning, and his progeny. Then we made the survivors Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and left for him a goodly remembrance among the later generations. Salam, peace be upon Noah, peace be upon him, from us among the Alamin, mankind, jinn, and all that exists. Verily thus we reward the Muhsineen, good doers. Verily Noah, peace be upon him, was one of our believing slaves. Then we drowned the others, disbelievers and polytheists. And verily among those who followed his Noah, peace be upon him, way Islamic monotheism was Abraham, peace be upon him, when he came to his Lord with a pure heart attached to Allah alone and none else, worshipping none but Allah alone. True Islamic monotheism, pure from the filth of polytheism. When he said to his father and to his people, what is it that which you worship? Is it a falsehood, ilah gods other than Allah that you desire? Then what think you about the Lord of the Alamin, mankind, jinn, and all that exists? Then he cast a glance at the stars, and he said, verily I am sick with plague. He did, and he said, He did this strict to remain in their temple of idols, to destroy them, and not to accompany them to the pagan feast. So they turned away from him and and departed from fear of the disease. Then he turned to their Allah gods and said, "Will you not eat of the offering before you? What is the matter with you that you speak not?" Then he turned upon them, striking them with his right hand. Then they, the worshippers of idols, came towards him, hastening. He said, "Worship you that which you yourselves carve, while Allah has created you and what you make." They said, "Build for him a building." It is said that the building was like a furnace, and throw him into the blazing fire. So they plotted a plot against him, but we made them the lowest. And he said after his rescue from the fire, "Verily I am going to my Lord, he will guide me. My Lord grant me offspring from the righteous."